Hey, 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 how you doing? Episode 12.
Episode 12. We're recording?
We're recording.
Nice.
A dozen.
Always do that to me. Always start when
I like the cold starts.
You like the cold start. Cold open. Fresh off our episode 12, by the way, fresh off our very successful live stream.
12.5 technically with the live stream. But yeah.
Very successful. Very successful. 100 views. Over 100 and wasn't it like over? It was like 101, 102.
Live that night, I think it was like 65, but it
all in all
to 100 views.
So, 100 views.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We had a lot of fun doing it.
Yes, thank you guys for watching.
Hope you had fun watching it rather.
We had a great time recording it. We had the members of the Fifth Dimension with us.
Yep, our first time having in-studio guests, and it went really well.
Went very well. We thought it was very successful. They had a great time. We had a great time. 100 people watched, and I hope enjoyed it. Unless they watched and absolutely despised it, came away with nothing but hatred for the two of us. But
I wonder how many of them actually watched the
yes,
fights
anything's possible.
Alongside of it, you think?
How many people do I think what?
Watched the fights alongside of us.
Do you think a lot of people watched just us and not the fight? Is that what your question is?
Yeah, I think so. Like I'm flattered if you just watched us. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're only watching us and you're not even watching the fight, that's even more impressive, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I mean, I had fun.
We're glad that you guys were with us for that. We had a really good time. We're planning more. You know, we're thinking about some other opportunities and some other ideas that we can wrinkle in here and kind of throw into the live stream mix. But ever since the one we did for opening day, and now we did UFC 252, very successful.
Yeah,
very succceful. We're gonna try to. Always a great time. Always a great time. We have some food.
Fights were solid. Couple disappointments as far as Sean O'Malley's injury.
Yeah, that was a
bummer. Like that.
But I will say we're trying to work on some things where we can kind of expand it almost and maybe get some promotions in, and ultimately make it a better experience for the viewer. Yep. For those 100 brave souls who watched us.
Rate, comment, subscribe, share.
Yeah, let us know what you thought. Let us know if you liked it. Let us know if you watched the fights in addition to us, or if you just watched us. If you just watched us, that's remarkable. I mean, the fact that you would actually enjoy.
I mean, it was a good standalone podcast. I was just talking to you about maybe just throwing it up on Spotify, but
yeah, it's possible. I would have to listen to it through to see if it is good for just audio. But
we talked about a lot of different things. Talked about their 32-mile hike. We talked about just things that inside the wrestling scene in general, and just a lot of rants and a lot of fun conversations that we had. So it wasn't all just fight commentary, but let us know what you thought. Comment, send us a message, email us.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. Should I? I don't want to tease this too much.
Don't mention that.
Don't even mention it, right?
No.
I think
we haven't assessed that situation yet. Just don't.
If it happens, it'll be a fun surprise for the viewer. We'll leave it at that.
Maybe.
Fun surprise for me, that's for sure. If we were able to land the big fish, just something we're working on and trying to get a guest for you guys. And there's a couple fish in the pond, and me and Billy, we're going spearfishing for the biggest one. We're trying to get the big dog.
All right, enough with the metaphors.
The big kahuna. That is a tasty burger. Big kahuna burger. That's that new Hawaiian burger joint, isn't it? Yeah, great experience doing the UFC 252 live stream. I had a great time. These live streams are very, very fun for us. There's really, I mean, it's not like, a lot of hard work.
Like
this one was actually a little bit, we moved the studio.
Yeah, I would have been. Yeah, we wouldn't have all fit in here. I would have been underwhelmed with the card if we didn't have, the live stream to do, and we weren't all together having fun, together watching it together.
Yeah.
Like if I was just watching, I would have been super underwhelmed with how the fights went. Like there was a couple knockouts, a couple finishes. The Pineda knockout was really good. You just missed the Rosenstrick knockout. But then Sean O'Malley had that disappointing injury.
That was a tough one. I was looking forward to Sugar Sean all night long, and then he started off really well too, if I remember correctly. He was like firing on all cylinders, and then as quickly as it came, it went when he tweaked. I don't even know if we've gotten an official description of the injury yet.
I think it's his Les Frank. Is that a ligament? Les Frank ligament or tendon? Les Frank tendon.
I've never heard of that, but it's a tendon. Is like we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a shame because he just kind of tweaked it, and I guess he.
Some people were trying to say that it was from a strike by Cheeto, like it was a low calf kick, which caused that tendon or whatever it was to bottom out on him.
Yeah.
And also, from my eyes, he just
he just almost like slipped,
misstepped, or
his foot almost kind of rolled over itself,
yeah.
and he I guess tweaked something in the knee, but it was bad for him there.
Yeah,
he put on a brave face for like a minute and a half or so.
He was fully compromised,
and then he got taken down by Rivera, and that was pretty much it. He finished him off, but. It was tough because he's wobbling around the ring like, trying to pretend like everything's fine when clearly it's not. And then once the bell rung, when Rivera knocked him out, he had to be carried off because he couldn't put any kind of pressure on that leg whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Yeah, he was in a lot of pain as soon as the bell rang.
Clearly an issue for O'Malley, and we'll see where that leads in terms of his next fight. I know he's claimed that he wanted to fight 4 times in 2020. And
it's not going to happen.
That's no longer
I think it'll be
viable
6 months
option.
until we see him at least.
Yeah, I think he'll take some time to regroup. He suffered his first defeat. Granted, I think it has an asterisk. And speaking of the asterisk, I have to mention this. Bad job by Rivera celebrating so much. There is not
a win's a win.
Yeah, you know what? Good for you. You won, but damn.
Yeah,
you know what?
like no other fighters would really be like that satisfied with that as a win.
I mean, come
Unless
on.
He was really
like,
thought that he caused it.
He's like going off in the post-game interview. He's saying, they were all putting me down. I had no chance at winning this. It's like, dude, come on. Like, O'Malley rolled his leg, and he was basically fighting you on one leg. And you're going to try to make this sound like you dominated this match? Come on.
I mean, him and some people think that he caused that injury, like with the kick. Like I said, like some people in analyzing the fight think that a low calf kick by Cheeto caused that injury, which it could have happened. But from what I saw, it just looked like O'Malley stepped weird. And then the DCE and Stipe fight was a good fight. A little bit of controversy over the eye poke, but they both had a pretty solid eye poke to each other. But DC completely lost his vision in one of his eyes for the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, Stipe landed the first eye poke, and DC was not happy with it at all. And then DC came back later on and landed one, but the one that Stipe landed on DC, boy, that eye seized closed.
I think he was also
quick.
just mad that Goddard didn't stop it and give him the time. It was towards the end of the round anyway.
Yeah, which I don't even know if
if Goddard doesn't see it, how's he?
There's really nothing he could do. Yeah. Goddard probably, if he had seen it, would have stopped it, but I don't think it would have mattered because 100%. The diagnosis was a torn cornea.
Yeah,
I got to take 15 seconds in the corner and get better from that.
I mean, if he did pause it there, and a doctor came and looked, he could have ended the fight. By doctor stoppage.
And then what would have happened then?
It would have been a win for Stipe.
Well, it was a win for Stipe anyway.
It'd be a TKO instead of a decision.
Interesting.
A doctor stoppage.
Wow. Well, DC continued on despite the torn cornea, but wasn't able to pull out the victory, putting a bow on his absolutely fantastic career. He's had a rough go these last couple of years. Some of his big-time headline fights, John Jones didn't go his way. He's had this trilogy with Stipe now. Stipe takes 2 out of the 3. I think you may have said it best when you said it during the live stream, and if you listened, you probably know. He said he's always been the guy that's always kind of been there but can't quite get over the hill. He's always like right there, but he can never really pass.
As far as being like GOAT status.
Yeah, but
and
he's
like really solidifying yourself.
Yes,
like
but
obviously
he's got
all the accolades. He didn't win Olympic gold, I believe he may have been a collegiate champion in college, but and then he was his Strikeforce Grand Prix champion at heavyweight before coming to the UFC and losing weight
Yeah.
and becoming a light heavyweight. But then became the light heavyweight champion with that John Jones vacated. And, can just never get over that hump of John Jones, which so far no one has.
No.
But yeah, he's kind of been the guy to come up short. And he's dealt with, there's a lot of DC haters out there. If you watch the stream, CJ is one of them. But more and more, I just couldn't help but love the guy, especially knowing his career and just him being an all-around lovable guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems like a great guy, and I think he's become
his
really
commentary
good friends.
is always super entertaining and funny.
Yeah.
And, a lot of insight.
Yep.
From him, and he does the on ESPN. You ever watch his Detail? You ever see?
Yeah, I know. There's a couple of those.
Yeah, Peyton Manning had did it. Kobe had did it.
Yep.
But he did it for the UFC. He did a couple good ones of Conor McGregor and Khabib and stuff like that. But yeah, just an all around, successful both in and out of the octagon.
And just a really good guy. Seems like he's a really good dude. The kind of guy you would want to hang out with. I mean, he started doing the podcast for ESPN with Ariel Helwani, and they've actually become really good friends.
Yeah.
So, I think that just kind of shows you the kind of person that Daniel Cormier is. And it's a great career. There's no question about it.
Yeah, it's not going to be the last time we see the guy.
No, I mean, he's still very active in terms of the broadcasting with the UFC.
I mean, we were just playing the UFC 4 video game, and he's the main commentator. And
he is, yeah.
He's
John Anik and Daniel.
Yeah, it's him and John Anik together.
Joe Rogan not making an appearance in that game?
Yeah, he hates doing it.
That's interesting.
Because you have to sit in a sound booth and just say so many different tags and stuff
over and
that.
over and over and over.
Yeah,
again.
so he hates it.
Yeah.
He declined at that time. He was in the first 3 of them.
He was in the first 3?
Yeah, it's just never a fun experience for him, he said, so.
He just decided to not be in this one.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't need the money.
No, I think he's doing all right. Yeah. Buys his $100 million home out in Beverly Hills.
I don't know if he has a $100 million home. He just had a $100 million
$100 million contract, but he just bought
he just bought
$100 million.
No, he's moving to Texas.
Oh, I did see that actually. Yeah, he is moving to Texas. Good for him. What a guy. Started on Fear Factor.
Well, yeah, he's always been a comedian.
I used to love Fear Factor.
And News Radio, which I didn't watch until pretty recently. It's a funny fucking show.
I didn't even know that was a show.
News Radio. Yeah, he was
So he was an actor too?
That's one of his only acting roles. Yeah. But
I just remember him growing up. I used to watch him all the time. He was the host of Fear Factor.
Yeah, before Fear Factor, he was on News Radio, and it was a funny show.
Would you go on Fear Factor? I feel like that's right up your alley. All kinds of crazy shit.
I'd give it a shot.
Crazy stunts and stuff that you got to try to do.
Yeah, but then it's eat a cow dick or something
Yeah, that's on one of the good days.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll be worse.
Some of that
Do you think you would be better off eating something or being trapped in something? Because that second round is always something that you don't want to do.
Yeah, it's always
it's either
in some sort of order
or
in some sort of order. You always have to eat something.
Yeah.
Face some sort of fear and then do some sort of physical challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Which, depending on what the fear is, I could probably withstand it. If I was in a bin of bugs or something like that, I could probably muscle through that.
Yeah.
But some of the things they have to eat, I feel like I have a bad gag reflex, and I would just fucking puke.
Well, here's one. I think this is a good example. I just looked up. A simple Google search will take you to this. The worst challenges, most disgusting challenges for Fear Factor.
As far as eating, or worse?
Well, this one in particular is eating. Eat a horse rectum.
See, some stuff just sounds disgusting.
That's a horse's ass.
It's literally a horse's ass.
Literally a horse's ass.
I would have to obviously, if they put it on a chart as the most disgusting, it's probably the most disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But certain things I know for a fact are disgusting. Some of the weird shakes and stuff that they have to drink.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
But some of the meat stuff, it probably just sounds and looks disgusting. It's probably not that bad once you start.
See
chewing
this. Eat an African cave-dwelling spider. And just the thumbnail.
And it's alive, right? I remember that episode.
Absolutely. The thumbnail alone is enough to just make
I remember
it.
that was alive, but I feel like some of that stuff might not be bad because it's just like a texture thing. Like we had those crickets, right?
I think
Grasshoppers. We ate grasshoppers.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know if
I don't think that.
I don't know if my main concern with eating a cave dwelling spider would be the texture.
No, that would be my main concern because if the texture is gross, that's what makes me like gag. You know.
Yeah, I mean, look at the size of this goddamn.
And it's alive, and it's like crawling in your mouth.
It's absolutely alive. Yeah,
that's a hard one.
Super difficult.
And back then, it was only like 50 G's, right?
You know what? I think as it went on, it got up and up because the show just got more popular.
Compared to other game shows, it's like
somebody doing this for 50 G's.
It's not a lot of money.
Oh my God, this girl. She's doing it though. At this point, you got to finish it because it's already in your mouth. You got to finish that goddamn thing.
Yeah, but like after taxes, congratulations, you just won a Camry, a Toyota Camry.
She's so excited. She's so excited, and you know what? I'm proud of her because I never would have done that. We've discussed my fear of things on this show, and anything that involves eating an insect, I'm probably out. I think I would do better if I like the horse's ass. I would rather eat that than an insect.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that might not be that bad.
You think that if you think you would rather eat a horse's ass than an insect?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Because like I feel like it's just meat. The bug is like crawling inside your mouth. It's pretty fucking gross.
Do you think it's worse if the bug is alive or dead?
No, it's definitely better if it's dead.
Better if it's dead. Does it make a significant difference to you?
Yeah.
Enough for you to say it's alive, I won't do this? But if it's dead, I will?
I mean, I'm going to try.
Okay.
But like it's like just thinking about picking up a spider that big and putting it anywhere near my mouth.
I didn't even want to. I was watching her do it, and I just picking it up. I don't know if I could do that. I'm very like, all right, get that thing away from me.
Yeah.
You know? But look at this little guy.
You're hitting the camera.
He brings us his toy. He's playing on the job, not working, our intern. Playing on the job.
Go take notes.
Go take notes. We need to book guests. We're working on a big fish, Billy.
All right, we'll see.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
But yeah, like the horse ass. I feel like once you get it in your mouth, it's just meat, and you just chew it and swallow it.
Good stuff. Horse's ass. I don't know. Just meat, huh?
What was like the third one on the list?
Well, you got your cake. All right, so I'm assuming, based off the thumbnail, that this is trapped.
Ooh, leeches are scary.
With leeches.
But like, how long? Is it just as long as you can?
I mean, we can pull it up. They're like quick videos.
Because like I don't know.
Oh no, you gotta eat them.
Oh, you gotta eat them. That's gross.
I think it's a leech challenge, so I think you have to eat them.
But the girl had them all over her. Okay. See,
Oh.
So I guess one person eats them. It's a partner one, couples or whatever. Hello. Your tail's in the camera.
God, what is wrong with these people? How do you know what? Is that one of the most fun jobs might be coming up with challenges for that second challenge of Fear Factor, right? Because like there's nothing that's out of play.
I feel like eating's got to be the hardest one though, right?
Everything's in play. If I said to you, you got to eat a seagull's neck, people would be like, that's a great idea. You deserve a promotion. There's nothing that's out of play.
Someone's job. I mean, they brought it back, right, with Ludacris?
Yeah, it's back now. I don't know if it's back now, like
but it was
present time, but it was back for a while without Joe Rogan as the host. Had Ludacris.
I didn't watch any of that.
I did not watch any of the Ludacris episodes. Joe Rogan, to me, is still the best host of Fear Factor.
Oh, yeah.
Always will be.
I at first knew him from Fear Factor, and I didn't know he was a comedian. And then once I started seeing his comedy, and then I started listening to his podcast.
Yeah.
And then obviously, at the same time I was watching Fear Factor, I knew he was the commentator for the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So I just knew.
You knew him.
Yeah, I was a big Rogan fan just from those two things. And
Yeah.
I didn't really, know him as a personality outside of hosting stuff.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he is the ultimate, like, all over the place celebrity. When you think about his journey,
He's got an empire.
yeah, he's got an empire now. He is the podcast king, right alongside, I would say,
The
with Bill
Podfather.
Simmons, the Podfather. Right next to, I would say, Bill Simmons is definitely, if it's one, he's 1A. I mean, Bill Simmons 1A, Rogan number 1. He has an empire, and he has some great guests on, pretty much daily. But no, I mean, he's all over the place, and I didn't even know he was an actor.
I wouldn't really call him an actor, but he's in some stuff.
He had an acting gig.
He's big friends with Kevin James, so he pops up in some of Kevin James' movies. Like he was in Here Comes the Boom.
Okay,
He played himself,
gotcha.
and then he was in We Bought a Zoo, and he plays like a antagonist kind of. But News Radio is a funny show. Even if you just hop on YouTube and watch like Joe Rogan's funniest moments on News Radio, you'll get a good laugh out of it.
All right, good stuff. Well, I mean, I don't think that there's anything really for me that I would be comfortable with in terms of eating that they could come up with. Do you think Joe had a say in some of that stuff?
I'm sure he threw in some ideas.
Like, all right, I've always wanted to see somebody eat this, and then he pitches it to the producers?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. See, I would do better with the trapped channel. Usually it's like you're trapped in something, or you're like buried alive, or, some nonsense like that. But I would definitely
I feel
do
like
better
it would
with
be
that.
the opposite. I feel like you would be able to eat, but wouldn't be able to handle being like claustrophobic inside of a thing with spiders or something.
I think I would rather be in with the spiders than eat one. Personally, but it's a very good chance that when I'm faced with the option
And they're crawling all
and they're
over
crawling
you.
all over me, I would want no part of it. So it's impossible for me.
And then
to
some of
really
the
say for sure.
physical challenges, like it's a crapshoot. Like it's just hard. They're just difficult.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean,
Like swimming
usually
underwater.
the first and the third challenge are extremely difficult, or the third one's usually the most difficult. And it'll be like collect 5 keys, you don't know where they are, all while you're underwater, and your left hand is tied behind your back.
some of,
Some
it's
nonsense.
just like
Yeah.
difficult
Yeah,
things. It's not so much
really tough. Really tough.
anything that I'd be scared
challenges.
of. Like there's heights. Obviously, I'm afraid of heights also, but I feel like I could block it out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're just difficult things with like the flags and the keys and swimming underwater and getting this and getting that.
Yeah,
I would give it a shot though. It'd be fun to be on that show.
I think it'd be cool. I don't know how long I'd last.
Fear was a factor for you.
Fear would most definitely be a factor for me. That's for sure.
Oh.
Oh. You want to do this now?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it on.
All right. So these are tough times we live in these days, and I mentioned last week on the program, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, because last week was the live stream. I mentioned last week on the program, or the last show, that we wanted merch. And lo and
I think it was a
behold,
few shows ago. If they could still hear me. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay.
Lo and behold, we have received our first merch. The Garage Party Podcast mask.
I mean, if you can call it merch.
You know what? It's unfortunate merch.
selling 'em.
By the way, I found out what
mean, we
that
can
stuff
sell 'em.
does that also came. It slides in this little slot here.
What goes in there?
This.
Oh, so you're saying that my mask is incomplete right now?
It's incomplete, yeah. There were 2 of these. I don't know.
Mine's on the desk.
Yeah, it slides in that little slot.
Ah.
But the Garage Party Podcast mask. Official mask, if
Official
you will.
mask.
Big shout out to Dana, my girlfriend's mother, who very generously supplied us with these masks.
Thank you, Dana.
Heard me talking about it on the show and almost instantly ran out and picked these up for us. So super cool. Our first merch, Billy.
Yeah.
I'm hoping one day we can
If you're just
expand.
listening,
It's unfortunate that our first merch has to be a mask because of the times we live in. But you know what?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
we're embracing it.
We're embracing it. And once I'm able to assemble mine, I will.
Are you sure that's what it does? Does it
I
go
don't know
in
what
there?
else it could possibly be for. Yeah, it definitely fits in there. It's just a matter of
All right.
sliding it in. But yeah,
But we got our
How's it
logo on my face.
how's it feel? Nice?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it's not it's incomplete, technically, I guess, if that's...
Well, I don't really know what this does. Maybe this makes it more comfortable, or do you think that this makes it sanitary? Like,
It could be. It's comfortable right now. So maybe it's just not
yeah, I'll let you know when I throw
effective.
mine on.
It's not actually effective. Let's do a cough test. We'll cough in each other's mouths.
Yeah, that's
You have yours in, I have
definitely
mine out.
not
So
gonna
whichever
happen.
one of us get COVID. I feel like I sound very muffled, but
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I sound muffled too.
you sound muffled. But it's fine.
Looks nice. The Garage Party Podcast
We have
mask.
our logo on our faces.
We do, and if you're listening on Spotify and you're like, "What the hell is
Why
going
do
on
their
with my audio?"
voices sound all like this all of a
Yeah,
sudden?
why are they so muffled? Well, if you go to our YouTube, be sure to subscribe while you're there. You can see.
Maybe let's take a quick
why our
selfie. We'll throw it on the
This is good for the social.
story.
This is very good for the social media.
Only one of us has to do it. We don't both have to do it. Okay.
Live show selfies.
We're live recording right now. We're not technically.
Oh, we're not
live.
taking a picture. It's a video.
Oh yeah,
Oh, nice. All
it's
right.
2020. We're recording
Episode
right now.
12. Episode 12.
I think that was
21.
I think you said 21. It's
Oh,
on
wow.
episode 21. It's episode 12 that we are recording, and we have these new masks.
Garage Party Podcast masks, merch. Our first merch. If this is not a sign of 2020, I don't know what is. Our first merch is a Garage Party Podcast mask. Very comfortable. Extremely comfortable. We could try to make these mass produced, get these out to the masses. We could have everybody across the globe wearing these.
If you want one, message us.
Message us. We could definitely get them made for you, for sure. Be sure to message us. Get your mask. Garage Party Podcast. Message us. And follow us. Subscribe. YouTube. Spotify. iTunes. SoundCloud. Google Podcasts. We got to get Paul.
I forgot we're still doing a podcast. I was like, what? Why is he still going?
I stopped recording. No, yeah, this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
I'm going to take mine off, however.
Yeah, well, we're indoors, and well, actually, indoors is where you're supposed to wear them.
In the stores and whatnot. But I'm going to put mine nicely over here because I
There
do
you
not
go.
need it right now.
Beautiful.
But it came out great.
Came out great. Big fan. Thanks again, Dana. And yeah, be sure to rock those outside. And when people come up to us, hopefully they stay 6 feet apart. But when they come up to us, they'll say, Garage Party Podcast, huh? Nice mask. What's the
They'll be
Garage
like,
Party
"What's
Podcast?
that?"
And I'm going to be like,
What is that beautiful brick design I'm looking at?
I'm going to be like, you have no idea. But I tell you how you can find out. You can go to Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube. Google Podcast,
A bunch of other places, apparently.
and
too.
find out.
Castbox.
I'm going to wear it all around. Everywhere I go.
Well, you have to.
Have to. It's good promotion. Marketing.
And
That's all it is.
you have to.
Yeah, right. Aside from the the pandemic. Yeah, it is. It's imperative that they're that it's worn.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. Good stuff, though.
But
First
something I wanted to
merch.
get back to is with the fights. For Stipe, greatest heavyweight of all time. I don't think it's
Yeah, I think
a question right now.
it's official now. I think for Stipe, if it wasn't before, now it certainly is. This is what his fifth defense.
I wouldn't. It's his. He had 3 defenses,
Okay.
so it was his fifth title fight win, which I think ties Randy Couture. But he's cleaned out the division,
Nice.
and beaten the next best up twice now.
Yeah.
So
No, he's definitely the GOAT now, Stipe.
But he's never been the favorite as far as odds go.
So how can people call? See, this is where I get a little bit confused because I see
Because
a
even
lot
for
of people like to say, "Oh, Daniel Cormier retiring, he's the GOAT, he's the GOAT," and then in the next tweet they'll be like, "Stipe's the GOAT." So who's the GOAT?
I think John Jones, but the heavyweight goat is Stipe.
This is one of my pet peeves, and it doesn't bother. It's frustrating. The term GOAT, which has only been around, I would say, for like the last 5 years, maybe 5
No,
to 10.
it's been around a long time.
Nah. People have really taken to it, I think, in the last 5-10 years. thrown around way too much. Way too much.
Well, they also
He's the
add
GOAT.
stuff in
The
front
GOAT
of it.
of
They
this,
say
the
the
GOAT of
heavyweight
that.
goat. He's the heavyweight goat.
No,
Stipe
no.
Miocic is the heavyweight, the UFC heavyweight
So
goat.
then he should be the...
Or the MMA heavyweight goat, rather.
So then he should be the H GOAT. You can't have G.O.A.T, greatest of all time. No.
What do you mean the H goat? What does that mean?
Heavyweight.
Oh, so yeah, he's the heavyweight goat.
But not just the GOAT.
The heavyweight.
There can't be all these
he's
goats.
the greatest heavyweight of all time.
The way that people use the term GOAT now, there's herds everywhere. Everybody's the GOAT.
There could be multiple goats.
No, there can't.
Amanda Nunes, greatest women's fighter of all time. John Jones, greatest fighter of all time.
Fine. Nunes, you could say, is the GOAT in the women's class.
George St. Pierre, greatest welterweight of all time.
But there can't be... There's one GOAT.
Bah.
One... Nicely done. One GOAT.
That's a sheep, right?
It's not even the right animal. There's way too many goats being thrown around out there. Way too many. Football, you hear it all the time. There have been people called the GOAT in football. Aaron Rodgers is called the GOAT. Tom Brady's called the GOAT. Peyton Manning's called the GOAT. Drew Brees is called the GOAT.
They're all being called the GOAT at the same thing, which is
ridiculous.
Not the same as this instance. Some people are saying that Stipe is the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Right. No. My issue is not necessarily with the Stipe argument,
You're
but
just
with the GOAT
the use of
as
GOAT?
a whole. Yes.
All right, so don't use GOAT. That's fine.
No,
he's the greatest heavyweight of all time.
I'm okay with using GOAT if I believe that it's true, and that's what everybody's doing. Everybody, I believe Drew Brees is the GOAT, Peyton's the GOAT, but stop using the word GOAT. He's great. What happened to great? Drew Brees is great. Is he the GOAT? No, because Aaron Rodgers is better.
Great came and became the G of GOAT. That's where it went.
What?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time.
Yep, that's where great went.
But there can be multiple great people.
Yeah.
There can't be.
Yeah,
great...
DC is still great.
Yes, but not
still
the GOAT.
legendary.
Right, but he's not the GOAT.
No.
No, he's not.
Stipe is.
Right. I agree with you. But the term GOAT is thrown around.
I'm going to use it as much as I want.
Way too much. Who's the GOAT in football?
Tom Brady.
Okay. It's fair. But you can never say anybody else now. You know that.
I mean, I'm pretty much always going to say Tom Brady.
Whenever you use the term GOAT, that's it. You can never do it again.
I mean, my next thought was Jerry Rice.
Right. But you can never do it again for football, ever. And I see people using it 5-6 times all across.
GOATs can become overcame.
Okay. But until then, Tom Brady is it for you. You can never be like, I
mean,
love
ask
that
me
guy.
next week, I'm probably going to say Tom Brady. I'm not probably going to say Tom Brady. I'm going to say Tom Brady.
But if you were to say next week
Peyton Manning
is the GOAT,
something out of left field,
then
you can check me on my bullshit. Yeah. People like to switch their things. Yeah, sure.
People go unchecked on
I'm
their
not
use
one
of
of them,
GOAT
though.
way too much. Way too much. People use way too much of this GOAT. What is that? Is that an acronym?
Yeah, greatest of all time.
It's ridiculous. Who's the GOAT in acting?
In acting?
Yeah.
Leo?
That's it. Never again can you answer that question. And people do it all the time. Tom Hanks is the GOAT. De Niro's the GOAT.
Tom Hanks would be the GOAT.
Can't do it.
I already called
Can't
Leo.
have two GOATs.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stick to Leo.
Can't have two GOATs.
Until he gets like Me Too next week, and then I'm like, turns out I don't really like him.
Then he really is a GOAT.
What's that mean?
The term is just used way too much. Way too much. I would like to one day be known as the GOAT of podcasts. I think that would be nice.
Yeah, but sorry, you already said Rogan.
No, I said he was the pod father. And I said he was number one right now.
Yeah.
Rogan's great. Is he the greatest of all time? Stay tuned. We'll see. We'll see. That's still up for grabs.
Before
as far as I'm
you
concerned.
turned me into all this, what I really wanted to mention, something that was kind of bothering me, is that Stipe's never favored it. Even they have him lined up to fight Francis Ngannou, and he's the underdog.
Well, Ngannou's
We're calling him
really
the GOAT.
good. Yes.
We're calling him the
That
GOAT.
is my...
And you don't give him the odds?
You just summed it up perfectly. perfectly. How can Stipe be the GOAT and yet be an underdog? You cannot have it both ways. This acronym needs to go. It's ridiculous.
That means I have to put my money on Stipe if I really believe he's the GOAT,
If
which I
you're
do.
going to stay true to your
He's already
core
beat Francis
beliefs,
Ngannou once. He's going to beat him again.
I agree. So if you're going to stay true to your core beliefs, then Stipe is your guy.
But obviously, Francis Ngannou has crazy, otherworldly power in his hands, which is, I guess, what Vegas weighs it on.
And I'll give you another reason why it's just a dumb thing to say. If Tom Brady is the GOAT, according to you, let's say the Jets come in this season and Sam Darnold breaks his leg and they have the second or third string quarterback playing against Tom Brady and somehow miraculously they win the game. Shouldn't the Jets quarterback then be known as the GOAT? Because how can you beat the GOAT but yet not be the GOAT?
They didn't beat him in a Super Bowl.
So
And even
maybe it applies,
then, Eli
all right.
Manning's beat him twice in the Super Bowl.
So then it applies more for UFC. So if Ngannou beats Stipe, is he the GOAT
No.
in the heavyweight division?
No.
No. So then that's a pretty weak GOAT. You see my point?
How so? If Ngannou
Stipe is the
beats
GOAT, but he
Stipe
loses?
and then goes and starches Blades, Rosenstruck, and whoever else in that division,
He's still the GOAT.
Gets 6 or 7 championship victories, then I'd say, yeah, okay.
I just think people are using the term GOAT way too much. Way too much.
That's fair. I don't know.
You can't. Not everybody can be the GOAT.
I mean, you don't have to use the term. But debates about people being the greatest happen all the time.
Right. I would say keep it simple. He's great. Stipe is great. Cormier, great.
See, that's underselling him, though, because he's the greatest of all time.
You think calling somebody great
It's underselling him.
underselling them?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
When they're the greatest of all time, that's like saying Michael Jordan was great.
I don't know if
Was
you
he great
can-
or was he the best
So
ever?
here's my thing. I don't know if we can officially label somebody as the greatest of all time until 15, 20 years after their career is over. Because I don't think their legacy sets in
Nah, I disagree.
until it's gone. And nobody can touch them. See, Tom Brady, I believe, is the GOAT because I don't think we'll ever see what Tom Brady's done again for a
you're
very long
contradicting
time.
yourself now.
What's that?
That Tom Brady, you're saying Tom Brady's the GOAT.
I believe he is. Yes, I believe he
But
is the greatest
it's
of all
not 20
time.
years after his career.
No, it's not. But I think that the reason that he's the GOAT, because in my standards, I think that in 20 years, we're still going to look at that. We're still going to say Brady's the GOAT.
So why is it any different with like Amanda Nunes?
Because Amanda Nunes could very well go and lose her next 5 fights.
I think she'd still be her accomplishments alone.
Well, see, I think Ronda Rousey is a good example because she was called the GOAT at one point. And now look at where she is.
I mean,
Not even in like the top 5.
I don't know if she was called the GOAT, really.
There were people out there definitely calling her the GOAT.
Yeah, I wouldn't have agreed with them.
But there were people, a large number of them, that said that she was.
Maybe.
It's a stupid thing to say. Because if you say, you know what it is? And I'm going to give another little, we like to give free plugs on this show. Here's another free plug. It's like what Dave Portnoy says on Barstool when he does the pizza reviews, why you never give a 10. Because you're basically admitting that you're never going to see anything better. Right? So if I call Amanda Nunes the GOAT, it means that regardless of what she does, her legacy's set in stone.
No.
And I don't know if that's necessarily true.
It's not what it means. You're saying they're the greatest of all time. So that's from then backwards.
From then backwards, but can you lose GOAT status?
Yeah, you could be dethroned.
No. See, Amanda Nunes can lose 4 fights to 4 scrubs, and she won't be dethroned.
Until someone performs all the accolades that she did and then some.
It's a tough art.
Like if Patrick
I see what you're
Mahomes
saying.
comes in, wins 8 Super
Patrick
Bowls.
Mahomes is not the GOAT. Please.
Obviously not.
If he's not the GOAT. But there's people saying that. He's not the GOAT. It's ridiculous.
Obviously not. But if he wins 8 Super Bowls?
Yeah, then he's the GOAT. He wins 8 Super Bowls, he's the GOAT. And
Okay.
it's not even close.
Okay. So
There you go.
that would be Brady getting dethroned.
Yes, that would be. Yes, then Mahomes would be the GOAT. You see Mahomes winning 8 Super Bowls?
I mean, Brady went to 8, right?
Yeah.
6 and 2.
Might have gone, 6 and 2. So there you go. Yeah. If he wins 8 Super Bowls, then yes, Brady can be dethroned. I don't know if I see that happening.
Me neither. But if it happened,
In football, it's tough to say. I mean, the greatest quarterback of all time, is better than just greatest of all time football player wise, because then we just open it up to everybody.
yeah, like there's so many people to say with
I
that.
mean,
Like people
it's
say
just- it's
Lawrence
impossible.
Taylor and stuff like that.
Yeah, Jerry Rice. It's impossible. I just think that people using this term way too much. Because I think you're limiting yourself. Like if I just go out and I say, you
I
know
feel like you
what?
derailed me again. Stipe, greatest of all time.
I know you want to go back to Stipe.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm way over it now.
Roll Stipe.
I'm way over it now.
I'm way over it now.
We should have done that fight. We were playing the UFC 4 game.
Yeah, we could do it later on.
We did a
downloading it.
McGregor versus Diaz, and I starched him. I starched Rich as McGregor.
We fought 3 fights. Billy won 2. I won 1. And the one that I
What
won.
was the first one we did? Cody.
Cody and was it Sugar?
Marlon Moraes.
Yeah. Oh, I got smoked as Marlon Moraes.
Yeah, I torched you.
I got absolutely smoked. But I beat you up pretty good with Ngannou against Kimbo Slice.
I was
Rest in
Kimbo
peace.
Slice.
Yeah.
I took 3 punchers, and I had a puncher's chance in all of them.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Connor's kicks is what won it for me.
I'm pretty excited about that game. I can't wait
It's
to
a
get
lot
home
of
and play. I just don't know what. I don't know if it'll be the same because the only time I've played now, I've only experienced the game playing against you. So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
And a
is
couple
playing against
computers,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, but I could see.
I wonder if
like,
it's laggy online, though.
that's what worries me. That's fighting games online are always like laggy and it always makes it impossible for me.
It could be. It
It might just be the kind of thing where
We
you
both
have,
have
to, like,
solid
just-
connection, so it should be all right.
Yeah, it should be okay. Worst case scenario, we could just
All
come over
sports
and play
games
it.
are a little bit of a crapshoot sometimes. 'Cause
Always.
Like Madden, a
Yep.
lag can really fuck you up. NBA 2K,
Yeah.
all those games. That's why I never got into baseball games because
PGA
yeah, we're definitely downloading that too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
comes out tonight at midnight. Definitely looking forward to that. Still got to maintain our Warzone though. Just keep the
It's
fire
so
burning.
addicting. But
It's super.
I'm fine. I'm
addicting.
fine with taking up PGA for a little while.
Yeah, I'm definitely in for UFC and PGA for a little bit because I just want to see what those are like. But they'll always be a special place in my heart for Warzone.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, is a new game coming out in November?
The new Call of Duty.
Yeah, probably, right? It's every November, right?
See,
Or do they skip a year?
I would hope that they skip a year. There's no need to put out a new one now. I think the hype for this one is just still so high.
I mean, as soon as the next one comes out, I'll download it and try it first.
I'm keeping this one though, just in case.
Yeah, because it's up to like 200 fucking gigabytes right now.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. You got to like buy a house just to store all the crap for this game. Literally insane. You got to buy external hard drives. I had to buy an external hard drive just to store Call of Duty alone took up the entire Xbox.
Oh, you probably had the 250.
Yeah, I had like the least amount. I guess it was the least amount. I don't even know. I never had an issue
I
before.
think your Xbox is a little older than mine.
Yeah, it's definitely old.
I have
Definitely
the
old.
mine's a terabyte in my Xbox.
Oh, so
I
you're
didn't.
fine.
Yeah, I didn't need an extra drive yet.
You're fine. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to UFC and PGA. I think PGA, that'll be cool because I think that's going to be different. I've never played a golf game before, ever.
I played a bunch of the Tiger Woods games. It was always a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've never played one
And
before.
then you make your own golfer in that and do a little career mode in that too.
Mhm.
I wonder if it'll improve our actual golf games.
No.
No?
No. There's just not a shot. There's no way that us sitting on the couch with the controller is going to add some yards to our drive.
Maybe it will.
It's just not going to happen.
Just by like muscle memory and watching.
What is the muscle? The muscle memory's in your thumbs.
No. Like visual muscle memory.
Oh, visual muscle memory.
Yeah, because you're taking in that much more golf.
So every time that we go golfing now, you got to have the guy come up and say EA Sports. It's in the game.
It would help.
If you have that, then all of a sudden it clicks in. And
If anybody asks, it's my first shot.
you're right back on the couch.
That's my line. That's my golf line.
If anybody asks, this is my first shot.
It'll be my 7th shot, and I'll be
Yeah.
still in the rough.
As he's on the 7th shot, just 12 yards off the tee.
If anybody asks, this is my first shot.
Yeah. We haven't been out in a while. I wouldn't mind going. Weather's getting super nice.
Yeah, we should hit this range over here
Yeah, I think.
by the Cross Island.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I think before we go though, we should hit the range over on not the range, but the 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 range over on Northern, and then we could play a course.
That's what I'm
Play
talking
the
about.
course
Right,
over here.
right by the cross island, right on the other side.
Yes, yeah, looks nice.
Yeah.
But there's some nice courses around here too that we could. Play.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are up to our speed. We need a little bit of a.
Yeah, we'd have to look into that. But Deer Park has a nice little pitch and putt that me and Paul have talked about going to.
Mhm.
It's just all par threes that we can, get some of our short game together with, our putting.
I got the clubs in the trunk. They're just sitting there.
I have them in the closet.
They're
my
ready to
brother's.
go.
I might get a set though, because I feel like they're a little short for me.
See, in order for me to commit to getting a set, because the set that I have, I bought a long time ago, but they're a little bit short for me also. But I'm also 6'4", so I would have to. I don't even know how that works. So I have to get them like custom made, which probably adds another $200. But I don't know if like I should commit to getting an entire golf club set when I only play. I haven't played in like 2 years.
Yeah, I haven't played in a long time.
It's been a long time. So if I'm committing to getting out there more, which I guess now at this point doesn't really make sense with the fall and the winter coming up, because we can only realistically go for another 2 months, 3 months before the weather gets cold. So,
well, if it's anything like last fall, it wasn't cold at all until fucking January, December.
Yeah, and I also was just told by my work outside of the Garage Party podcast that I won't be going back at least until December. So maybe we do have some time to golf.
Let's at least just hit a range a couple times and see.
See what the swing is looking like these days.
Yeah.
The last time I actually picked up a club and hit a ball was Top Golf.
Yeah, and well, then that day my back was so stiff, my swing was so bad. Because like when your body is so stiff, you can't do fucking
Everything just
anything with a golf
locks up.
club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just locks up. I don't know.
It needs to be like a fluid motion, and
I
like,
really
there
think-
was nothing fluid about.
Yeah, it's just like it's
ooh.
yeah, it's like mechanic,
Yeah.
But I would say like we just have to do it. Like we can't talk about it. We just have to go out and like commit to actually doing it.
All right, so one of these weekends we'll
it doesn't even have to be a weekend because it's probably packed on the weekend. Like if we just go on like
a random
at like 2 on a
Tuesday
Wednesday,
morning.
Yeah, just something like later in the day or something.
We're
So,
sporting our Garage Party podcast masks because I'm sure you have to wear a mask as you.
yeah, I'm sure you do.
drive.
That would be an interesting vlog. We could definitely vlog that and really give the folks a good laugh.
Put our real swings up next to our virtual creative player and
Yeah, let's see
PGA
if they affect
swings.
us. Like Billy thinks that, all he has to do is play like Justin Thomas in the game, and he
That's
takes
what
it
I'm
to the
saying.
course.
I'll be watching. I'm taking notes as I'm playing.
Yeah, take notes.
Taking
see
in
where
that,
gets
I'm
you.
taking in that much more golf and watching his swing.
The
and
only
his
way that
mechanics.
game I think would improve your golf game is if you didn't know anything about the sport and it just taught you the rules. Other than that, you're not gonna learn anything from that game.
or like strategies on different holes.
Yeah, which could honestly help me because I don't know. Like, I am always confused as to which clubs to use when, with the exception of obviously use the putter on the green, use the driver on the tee if it's warranted, use the wedges if you're in the sand.
Yeah.
But there's so many clubs. How many clubs are in a set?
Well, that's what the range is for. You have to know your ranges.
Yeah, that's how you kind of get the feel for how much it's going to take to get you to this point.
Yeah, like if you hit the 9R in this range.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have to go to the course.
Yeah.
A ton to kind of figure out where I'm at.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
I'm in though. I mean, if you want to go, I'd definitely be down to go. The clubs are just sitting there, and they've been sitting there.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, I'm down.
Yeah, we should definitely go.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
For
pick a
sure.
day.
Then maybe if we work our way up, we can actually play a course.
I mean, we've played a course before, so I wouldn't
No, I
as
know.
long as it's an easy course.
It's
like,
just been a really
That's what I'm
long
saying.
time.
We'll do the pitch and putt, and we'll.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And obviously, also on a day where it's not busy, so we don't hold anyone up.
Yeah, but I just feel like you're always holding people up, though.
When you suck like we do.
Yeah, like it gets. I mean, eventually we get to a point where we're just like, all right, whatever.
You just
This hole's over.
Yeah.
Next hole.
But it was always a fun time. We'd bring some beers and
I remember.
cigars. And,
Yeah, it was always a good time. I remember a lot of sunflower seeds. I remember we used to stock up on sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
And then I remember we would go to like a deli or something to get a sandwich, and we'd bring that for the
the
ride.
barbecue ones that.
Yeah, the barbecue sunflower seeds. I haven't had those in a long time. I don't think I've had those since I golfed. David's. They're so good.
Yeah, I haven't had sunflower seeds in a long time. I always liked sunflower seeds, but it's always when you're something you eat outdoors.
You got to be doing outdoors, yeah.
Yeah. You
But
don't
like
What are you gonna spit them to a cup? I've done that before in the house. Like you spit them into like a plastic cup or
It's not the
something.
same.
It's not.
It's not the same. You got to be doing an outdoor activity.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like a man. You know, you're playing golf, you're drinking, and you're spitting.
Maybe this weekend we'll put our lawn chairs over in the grass over near our garage, and we'll spit into the grass like
yeah,
men.
like real men.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
boy.
love sunflower seeds though.
Yeah, actually, Lauren sent us a funny thing the other day saying the camping was just men having a sleepover. I don't know if you saw that. You see that?
Yeah, I didn't agree with that, but
You don't think so? It's not far
it's
from
not
the
always
truth.
just men.
How many women do you think are really going camping?
A good amount.
Well, like enthusiastic to go camping,
It's
and
gotta be a
not,
good amount.
not going because their boyfriend or significant other is going. You think a couple girls get together and they're like, you know what we need? 2 nights in the woods.
It definitely happens. I mean, I think you're being sexist.
I don't think so. I think that most females would
I
agree
mean-
with me.
It could be mostly men.
I don't think
Let's
I'm
pull
going.
up a demographic.
I don't. A demographic for camping?
Yeah. Camping demographic. It's gonna be like
80% men,
white-
20% female.
White men in their 20s. 40.5 million Americans, or 13.7% of the population over age 6, camped at least once in 2016. The participation rate was up slightly from 13.6% in 2015 due to an addition of 500,000 new or returning camping participants. Campers logged a collective million days camping, or that didn't answer my question.
No.
56% are millennials and 51% are from non-white groups. So that actually said the opposite of what I did. That's 51% are non-white people.
51% of the majority.
The majority are not white.
Okay.
Since the
No-
ethnic mix of campers was first measured in 2012, the percentage of non-white camping households has increased from 12% to 29%.
All right. But there's no mention, obviously, of the sex of these people that are going.
Yeah, I'm going to narrow the search right now.
Just you probably Google, do women camp?
54% of outdoor participants in the U.S. were male and 46% were female. So mostly male.
Right. Mostly male.
But not by a lot.
But that was not my question. My question is, how many women without a boyfriend, husband, or significant other
So
went
do
on their
women
own?
camp alone?
Yes. That's my question.
And the first thing that comes up is, do women have prostate? And you know, till like, I went till like I was 23 not knowing that they don't have prostates.
Women?
Yeah.
They don't have prostate?
They don't have prostates.
What does the prostate do? I may sound like a total idiot.
I don't really know. I know that the doctor has to check your prostate and stick your finger in your ass.
Yes, I know that that's the check for the prostate. But what does it do?
Let's look it up. A cancer in a man's prostate is a small walnut-sized gland that produces seminal fluid. Okay, that makes sense. That's why they don't have it.
Produces what?
Seminal fluid.
Semen?
Semen.
Then why is it so unknown that women don't have them? I guess because people don't know what the prostate does.
I think most people know that they don't have them.
Why does the... Wow, fascinating. So the prostate, which produces this... No. The semen can't be
What was I
produced in
searching before? Okay.
Camping women. Without prostates. How many... Why is the test a finger up the ass?
Because they're actually feeling the gland and checking for like if it's inflamed. They've learned.
Interesting.
They know what they're doing up there.
Isn't that something that like everybody's supposed to, or every male's supposed to get at a certain
After
point?
like 40, yeah, because prostate cancer is super common.
Not gonna look forward to that though, huh?
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Great podcast material when he reads silently to himself.
I mean, you could have filled the dead air. You put me on the spot.
I thought you were about
you're,
to say.
You're
like,
trying
what
to
you were
make me
reading.
read, and like
Oh, I thought you were
I didn't
about
want to
say what you were
read
reading.
another fucking stupid paragraph that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. So I hope you'd fill this space.
I already said I don't think that there are any women that are going camping on their own. I mean, Grant, I'm sure there are some. I don't want to say that I don't think there are any. I'm sure there are some. To put a fair percentage on it, I'll say between 10 and 15% of women that go camping do it on their own or with other females.
So this, or I haven't got into like it's a long-winded article, but they're starting off by saying that most women prefer to go on their own.
Without
Together.
men.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
And it seems like it's a safety thing, like that, like they're, you know,
They feel safer without the men?
yeah.
Good for them. Women empowerment right there, huh? They don't need a man to
I mean, this is.
protect them from
It
the
just
bear.
seems like it. It seems like it's almost like a couple people's
All right.
opinion.
That's ridiculous.
They go
That-
camping,
That
right?
does absolutely nothing for me. Those are not hard stats. Yeah, sure. They go camping. I'm sure the percentage is low of girls, women that want to go camping on their own without a man, or that aren't going because their boyfriend or significant other or male friend is going. I don't see it happening, but maybe I'm wrong. If I polled 20 women that walk down Bell Boulevard, hey, would you and
Probably
your
not a lot of
girlfriends
campers.
go camping?
Maybe some campers over here.
I don't know if I'd get a lot of yeses, but I also don't know if it's geographically based. You know, I mean, if we were in Colorado or we were in
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, you know, like good camping spots, maybe I would get different answers. So who knows? But how'd we get on the camping thing, by the way? I'm losing track.
Were we talking about going camping or no? What were you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Lauren sent us the thing saying camping was just
Just sleepovers for dudes.
sleepovers for dudes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I would go camping. I've already given you my list of demands.
air conditioning that's a tough sell.
It's a big one. Shelter. Need shelter. Not gonna have
tent.
those. Not gonna have those things that are they're eating on Fear Factor crawling all over me while I'm trying to sleep.
There's gonna be bugs. If you're going camping, there's gonna be bugs. Even if you go glamping, which is in like a cabin. You ever seen glamping?
How many insect?
Glam camping?
Yeah.
Like some of those are like really nice setups, but you're in the woods. There's gonna be insects and stuff.
It's their home.
Yeah.
It's fair. That's super nice though.
You got like a king size bed and still probably not air conditioning. Honestly,
Is that a tent? Because if it's a tent, then definitely not.
it's a tent like on a deck with electricity and like a tub. But there's sites like this all over the place. Yeah, like you have running water. That's glamping. Camping.
Glamping. All right. Maybe I would do glamping. Glamping sounds more my style.
Or maybe we get you full blown camping first, so you really appreciate the glamping.
Okay. Maybe. All right. You know what? You want to go camping? I'll go camping. Set it up. You set it up. You tell me what wood to go into, and I'll be there.
All right, we'll get a tent. We'll get a backpack, sleeping bags. Ever slept in a
Food.
sleeping bag?
Never.
It's not bad.
Really?
It's fine.
Can't be great. You're on the floor, right?
Yeah, I mean you can get a mat. Put a mat down. Get a little pillow.
Do they have like sleeping bags for really tall people?
Yeah.
Because I don't want like the sleeping bag to end at my waist. That would be kind of silly, right?
No, you'd be fine.
How much maneuver room do you have in the sleeping bag?
Depends on which one you get, but obviously the tighter, the warmer.
Well, we're not going camping in the winter.
Oh, I was gonna do the dead of the winter.
You wanted to do a February camp?
Yeah. No. I mean, they make different size sleeping bags.
You know what? I think I'd actually prefer to camp in the winter than I would in the summer. I'm not a big heat guy, and then it eliminates my need for air conditioning.
Now the cold is probably definitely like certain places upstate New York are like warm 70s during the day, and then 50s at night.
That's nice.
It's nice to sleep in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
when is
as
that?
opposed to like 40s during the day, and then
Like -9 at
Then,
night? Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
don't
rough.
want to do that. I would do I think 30 is as low as I would go.
at night,
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's chilly.
that's cold.
Yeah, it's
It's really
cold.
cold.
It's 30 degrees.
So you would need like a serious sleeping bag for that,
Let's raise it to 45.
and
45.
some layers. A lot of
45 is
layers.
as low as I'll go. 30 is a little low.
I mean, even 45 is like brick.
Brick, but doable.
As long as you have
If
you're
you're prepared, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's doable.
Yeah. Okay. You set it up, I'll be there.
All right.
I don't know how I got roped into camping, but it's now in the winter. But you set it up and I'll be there. And then we can, maybe in a year or two, we'll try glamping and we'll
Right.
see if I like that better.
I feel like the location matters a lot too, because like if you do it on a beach or something like that,
Yeah, that's cool.
you know,
What are you doing to fill the day?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends where you are.
See, I would hate to go into the beach.
Like the one CJ's doing tomorrow, he's gonna set up a campsite just to sleep so he can do the walk. Like he mentioned it on the his live stream.
Oh, he's doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow that he leaves, and he's doing that just to do the walk and the hike. But it happens to be that he needs to stay overnight to finish it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like he's not camping. That's not his main activity. That's his, like, he has an objective there.
Right. He just has to stop and
If
sleep
we
at
were
some-
going camping and we just wanted to hang out at a campsite,
Yeah.
it's relatively easy. Like, there's a lot of safe, like, set up campsites already that we would just have to bring a tent to.
You have to interact with other people.
Yeah, and you could, like, even sometimes have your car right there. You don't have to interact with other people, but they'll be nearby.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to be desolate.
I'd like to be desolate. I
Yeah.
don't. You know what? If I'm. Yeah, I'd like to be desolate.
Mm-hmm.
With you guys obviously, but then strangers, I don't let them.
Yeah, but then like during the day, it's like just hanging out. You can eat, make a
What?
fire.
What do you eat?
If you make a fire, you can grill up some hot dogs. You can even bring a small grill if it's a certain campsite where you can bring your car. You can bring like a little gas grill and stuff like that.
Okay. It sounded more appealing.
We don't need to be. You were thinking it was like full blown wilderness survival. That's what had you worried.
I would hate to. How long is the average camp? A day? 2 days?
I mean, it's different for everybody.
Well, the one that you're envisioning for us.
Weekend,
A whole weekend. So we go in there, Saturday morning?
Saturday morning,
Come out Monday
Sunday
morning?
night?
Or come out Sunday night?
Yeah.
It's not bad. I could do that. It's one night.
or even Friday to Sunday.
2 nights, but okay. I could do that. Friday afternoon, come out Sunday? Yeah, I could do that. 2 nights, though.
2 nights.
What do you do for hygiene? Not showering.
Baby wipes.
Just kinda
Or if
like-
there's water nearby, take a little swim.
That probably just makes you more dirty.
You think so?
Yeah.
No.
Unless you're going in the water with a bar of soap.
Yeah, you bring soap, you hop in the lake, you scrub.
Okay.
Certain parts of you are gonna stay dirty, like your feet are gonna be dirty the whole time.
You wear shoes?
Obviously,
Okay.
you don't go barefoot in the woods.
I don't know anything. Isn't that a show, Barefoot in the Woods?
Probably.
I don't know. I know nothing about camping, but it's intriguing me. And I'd like to one day say that I survived a camp.
See, I'm just trying to think if we should go glamping and then camping, or camping and then glamping.
Nah, let's go camping first. Because then glamping is going to seem like a life of luxury.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of.
Yeah.
It's like the
You can't
Cross-
go back. You
it's
can't
like
go
the
back.
cross between like a hotel and a campsite.
Yeah, no, no, camping first, then glamping. You can't say, let me go first class first, and then I want to see what coach is like. Like, you can't
See how the other half lives.
Yeah, no, you do the camping first, and then we can go glamping.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's the way to go.
Well,
Set it up.
you heard it here first.
Set it up. All right. Got me to agree to go camping. Episode 12. Well, that'll do it for us today.
Greatest episode of all
12.
time.
So that's it. We've topped out.
Greatest episode of all time. Yeah, we don't even have to record another one ever.
I'm trying to put the mask on while my headphones are on.
I'll just hold mine up.
Was this the greatest episode of all time?
No.
Be sure to let us know. I don't think it was. You know why? Because we got more coming. Because we're coming for number one. We're coming for Joe Rogan.
Was it the best
Who
episode?
many consider the GOAT.
Was it the best episode we ever recorded? Still no. Sorry.
Top 5? What do you think?
I think it's top 12.
Definitely top 12. You will not get an argument from me about it being top 12. That's for sure. Great episode today, though. Episode 12. Be sure to subscribe to us. YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast. Be sure to DM us if you're interested in these cool new Garage Party Podcast masks. I can guarantee you that is not the way to wear them. But if you want them, be sure to DM us, and we can make it happen. We love them. We're going to wear them all around Queens here. Nicely done.
It's a little revealing.
You're a regular, who's that model?
I mean, that's very vague.
No, Vanna White. Like Vanna White. You know? Yeah.
You know, funny thing about that is when I was younger, I thought she was a foot tall.
So you thought, going back to our
the way they
discussion 2
set
weeks
up-
ago, that she was the shortest person ever.
I thought she was like a Barbie doll size.
And why is that? Because the
The
screens
split
are so big?
No, the split screen on Jeopardy.
Well, she does the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. The split screen, they have the people by the wheel, and then she's at the bottom of the split screen. So it looked like it was just a table because the wheel is on a table, and then at the end of it, it's Vanna White.
And
So
she's just like,
it looked. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of what I'm talking about. You know what I mean, right?
I
The split
think
screen?
so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how tall she is. She really is, but I can guarantee you she's bigger than a foot.
Well, no, I noticed. When I'm saying this, I mean I was like really young when I'm,
Oh, okay.
you know.
When we say really young, what do you mean? Like
That's like a
18,
toddler.
19?
But at the bottom of the split screen,
You would
she
see
was
her.
there with the board and everything.
Interesting. I don't think she's
So,
that tall, but she's definitely not a foot.
No, like I literally thought she was like the size of a Barbie doll the way they had the split screen.
Well, she was our inspiration for. Clearly, you learned a lot from her because she was your inspiration, right? As you were modeling our new mask, very revealing masks.
Didn't even cross my mind, but I thought I'd share with you my.
Crossed my mind. Thanks to Vanna White. Shout out Wheel of Fortune.
I may have to
Another
just
free
pull
plug.
up like a clip of Jeopardy to tell you what I'm talking about.
Well, again, it's Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah,
So,
that could be why I'm not having any success.
what
with
is
my-
Alex Trebek doing on here? He was never with Vanna White before. All of a sudden, Alex Trebek's all with Vanna White. Yeah, good show today. Episode 12. Be sure to DM us if you're interested in getting the masks. We could definitely have them out to you. Our first merch. We continue to expand here at the Garage Party Podcast, and we have our first merch. Thanks again to Dana for hooking us up with these. They're awesome. We're going to wear them all around town. Really sport them. Paint the town red with these bad boys on. And good stuff. Be sure to DM us, as that's definitely copyrighted. And then the
I searched Wheel of Fortune. It's still giving me Jeopardy. Okay.
how does that happen?
I don't know, man. Having trouble over here.
Episode 12.
Vanna White.
Vanna
She's
White.
not 12
Billy
inches tall.
just continuing to search for this
I mean, we can end the episode
probably
and I'll show you.
singular clip that he very well may have dreamed because he was a toddler.
Oh, I had
Oh,
a crazy
boy.
dream last night, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Care to share?
Carmela found a dead body.
Get the really?
Yeah.
Like around here?
Right by our garage.
Our garage is cursed? Maybe that was like a sign.
The other brick set of, like the block of garages on the other side of our garage.
Yeah.
I was walking him and yeah, like there was like a plaid shirt sticking out of the ground, and I go over to it, and there was like a hand and like part of it. They were like this, so like part of a face and a hand in the ground.
Damn.
I should go double check and make sure I wasn't dreaming. No, I was definitely dreaming because like so many cops came and they were questioning me for a long time, and I was bringing him into the house, and
And this is what you can't decide whether or not was real or a dream.
it was 1,000% a dream.
Oh, okay. Well, you said you should go check, but the interesting. Wow.
Yeah, like it was like.
I think when I walk home, I'm gonna walk past.
Yeah,
that
go
way.
take a
Yeah.
look behind there.
I'm gonna take a look. So if I
You
see
want me to
anything,
come with you?
Yeah, why not? If I see anything plaid though, I'm gonna freak out
Oh yeah, call the authorities immediately. But
immediately, and
yeah,
then
make sure you have your alibi set.
and then be sure
we got
to
footage. I'll help you out.
and then be sure to like, keep you around because clearly you got something magic going on up in your head there for predicting that.
Or the opposite, possibly.
What do you
I still
mean?
can't find this split screen that I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
it's
But
over.
yeah, Carmela found a dead body.
Wow. That is, was it more of a nightmare or like interesting?
I don't know. I just have really like vivid dreams.
Would you
So,
be when you woke up? Were you like, whoa, that was something else?
I gotta ask Lauren actually, because like sometimes I'm just an intense sleeper. Like sometimes I'm like yelling and talking and twitching in my sleep.
I'm a big
so-
sleep talk guy.
Yeah, so this was like, I don't always remember them, but most of the time I do, and they're always crazy stories that can be movies.
Nice. Well, that could definitely be a movie, or at least an episode of SVU.
Where a dog finds a dead body. I don't
Yeah.
know if it wasn't that like interesting, but if it was like an actual day of my life, it would be one of the most memorable days ever, obviously.
I would.
Because like he was
certainly
super
think
like
so.
sniffy, and I was just letting him do his thing and letting him do his thing, and he just led me to a dead body.
And that's impressive. Good job by him.
Pat on the back.
Yeah. I told Casey, I woke her up probably like a month ago now. I said, I specifically woke her up, and it was like 2:30 in the morning. I was sound asleep. And I told her, nobody's going to go to the Jets games. And she was like, what? She's like, I'm like, nobody.
But you were asleep.
No, it gets better. Sound asleep. I don't recall any of this. I woke her up and I said, nobody's going to go to the Jets games. And she said, what? Like, why are you telling me this now? And I said, well, nobody's going to go to the Jets games because of COVID and Bigfoot. And she was like, oh, okay, clearly you're sleeping. Go back to sleep.
I've had a couple of those with Lauren. There was one time where I really scared her because in my dream I was yelling her name, but outside of dream world, in real world, in the bed, I was like, Lauren, 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 and she woke up obviously like scared, like what's the
Yeah.
matter? What's wrong? And but in my dream, I was shaving my beard. Like in my dream, I slept walked to the bathroom
Okay.
and I shaved my whole face.
And you were alerting her? Is that why you were yelling for her?
In my dream, I was alerting her that I slept walked to the bathroom and pulled out a razor and started shaving my face.
Were you afraid that when you woke up, you were actually going to have half your face shaved off?
I laughed about it later, but she talks about it all the time because she got a good
yeah,
scare.
it's probably a traumatic experience.
She got a good scare out of it.
Yeah. Anytime somebody's screaming your name in the middle of the night, that's never great.
I feel like we tried to end the show and then we gave them 2 gems about me with Vanna White. And
Though that is
some-
a gem.
Yeah.
And apparently,
And Mello finding dead bodies.
yeah, and Bigfoot preventing people from going to MetLife. Well, I think that's a cap for episode 12. Be sure to subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Podcast. Once again, be sure to DM us if you like these new masks. You can check them out on our YouTube. We'll post a picture on the social media, too. We'll make sure that people get to see them. DM us, and we can figure out a way that we can get you some so that you can be a part of the Garage Party Podcast crew here and rock your mask. We will be back next week with episode 13.
It's going to be a day early next week, actually.
Yes, it is going to be a day early next week. We're going away. But if next week, are we dropping it a day early? Because I think you can still schedule it.
Yeah, we could schedule it.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll figure it out if it works in terms of time. But next week we'll be back.
Stay tuned to the social media.
Yes, stay tuned to the social media and we'll have updates. But next week we'll be back with episode 13. And we're definitely in the
Actually,
works.
let's just do it a day early because we'll make some content for them so to keep them
Okay.
at like while we're gone. We're gonna make a vlog and whatnot. So
Yeah. So while we're gone, it'll be a
we'll come
be
back with some
engaged.
content. So it won't be a full week without us. But
God forbid. Good stuff. And then we're trying to work on, we're going to do another live stream. We're toying with the idea of doing an NBA Finals game, maybe a playoff game if we wanted to move it up, maybe not wait that long, try to get another one in there and then do a Finals game. We'll see. We're toying with the idea. We'll figure it out. Trying to get a guest. Like I said, there's a big fish in the pond, and I am trying to catch that sucker. That's all I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you anything else. But there's a big fish out there. I'm trying to catch him, and I'll provide updates. Good stuff today, Billy. We'll be back next week with episode 13. We're going to be very active this next week because I know we have a bunch of stuff going on at the back end of next week, but we'll have a lot of content. So a lot of good stuff coming from us within the week. So be sure to check us out and subscribe.